You're in the lunar lander going to the moon when this light comes on, and you only have a very few moments left before you suffocate. How does it know? Would you like to take an interactive virtual tour of this spacecraft, or this spacecraft, or this spacecraft, or even this spacecraft? Well, stay till the end and we'll show you how. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we are going to continue our work on the lunar lander, specifically on panel 1 up here on the warning panel, and we are going to look at this light, the cabin light. And when you click on it, it takes you to the cabin warning light page. And you can see here that the light goes on if cabin pressure drops below 4.15 psi plus or minus 0.15. The light goes off when the cabin pressure is restored to 4.8 psi. It does not light during intentional cabin depressurization. So what this is telling you is that, hey, you're losing air and you won't be able to breathe soon, so we got to do something. But there is fail-safes in there that the light will not come on if you depressurize the cabin because you want to go outside and walk on the moon. So this is an interesting light if we look at it from the schematic. So clicking on that, we see it right down here, but it's connected only to the cabin pressure switch. So the cabin pressure switch is going to tell if the is connected also to a couple of things here to make sure that that light doesn't go on when it doesn't have to warn the crew anything. Like the cabin, you activated the cabin repress valve. If it's not in the repress valve position, then the cabin light won't come on. Or the suit isolation valve. If it's in isolation, the cabin light won't come on because you're in the suit. And here, the suit gas diverter valve is, if you're using that, again, if you're using the suit gas diverter, means you're not needing the cabin. You most likely depressurize the cabin. And you see here they have 0.3, the light comes on below 0.37 to 4.45 is what they have here in the schematic, but the other one we saw was 4.15. So that's the interesting thing about this light. It's actually working with the cabin, not the pressurization lines. So that's why it's here all by itself. This is where we go into the non-normal operations to see what you do if that light comes on. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, we're going to go into it. I'm going to show you the steps on how to, what to do in case you lose pressure. If you're not a subscriber, now would be a good time to do that. So just go down to the bottom down here and look for the link to the Patreon page and subscribe today. And if you're a Patreon subscriber and you click on non-normal operations, that's all for this week. If you would like to use this interactive virtual reality exhibit on the command module, the lunar module, and the surface of the moon, just go to our Patreon page and the link will be down below.